motto or mantra during this election has been experienced leadership that listens, and I think that the listening part is the most difficult, really. My background, which I've told you about, talks about my experience, and I've evolved into the role of being chair and taking on the responsibilities of the roles of chair for many of the organizations I've been involved with. So it's really important to understand that with those positions comes the leadership qualities that we look for. Just want to step back a little bit in time. I want to talk a little bit about the values that I grew up with. I'm from a family of 7 children, and my father and mother always said, if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't smell right, or if it doesn't feel right, don't just sit back and let somebody else resolve the problem. Don't stamp your feet, and definitely do not be an armchair or a armchair politician, for sure. So with those values, of course, I've come out into the community and given back to the community as a volunteer, as we all are here tonight. And I believe that the leadership qualities that I have, which are based on honesty and good common sense decision making, informative decision making, is very important for a good leader. And I believe I can bring those qualities and be a voice for the people of Ward 9. Ward 9, as I said, is so diverse. It's really important that you can have a sense of feeling of all of the items and the things that are very important to the members of the community. So I believe I can be your new voice based on my experience and my leadership qualities. Thank you very much, and don't forget to vote for Lynn.
Leadership is bringing diverse groups together to work on common goals. With this in mind, I believe I'm a proven problem solver, a good communicator, know how to get groups working together, know how to create efficiencies and manage a budget. I'm proactive. I will look for opportunities to improve the city. A good organizer, practical, accessible, dependable, energetic, someone who really cares. My commitment to each resident of Ward 9 is a personal guarantee. If you have a problem, I will help to solve it. Make it a workable council. Thank you.
What leadership qualities do I bring? I'm prepared to lead from behind on City Council. I'm prepared to get behind the Mayor and the rest of Council to get things done. I know when to talk, and I know when to listen. I try as best I can to lead by example in the way I live my life and the way I work. I'm not afraid to put others first, and I'm not afraid to work, to get my hands dirty. I'm not a leader who's going to be necessarily standing at the front of the parade. I'm going to be the leader that makes sure everyone else gets to the parade. And I think that's all I have to say about this right now. Leadership is so important in our city. It's strong. It's very, very loudly coming across that leadership is something we're lacking. And I really admire the 70 people that are standing up, offering themselves to be leaders in this city. And it's a credit to our city that 70 people are willing to do this. And I'm proud to be one of them. Thank you.
Well, 4 years ago I had the opportunity of running for council, and I have developed a very good rapport with everyone in Ward 9. And I have received many, many calls throughout the 4 years. I had the opportunity of meeting with Doug Craig numerous times. He was on the library board with me. And I have proven results. I work very, very well with staff. Up to today, I made a phone call, and tomorrow the job will be done. And that's very, very important. It's very important for council and the mayor to get along. I want to be a team builder. We're not going to, at the end of the day, we might have differences, but the next morning we should sit down and have a coffee, let bygones be bygones, let's start a new page, and let's work together to make this city one of the best cities in Canada, not in Ontario, in Canada. And we can do that with a strong council and a very strong mayor who will be our leader in another 4 days from now. Thank you.
Folks, leadership is being able to build a team, to listen, to provide direction, and to be able to work together to fulfill a common goal. Leadership is being able to make those tough decisions and not sitting on the fence on issues. I've demonstrated leadership as a teen in sports, where I was able to bring focus, determination, and a winning attitude to the table. As an adult, in the workplace, I've used my experience of a winning attitude to develop relationships. I've also chaired numerous committees in health and safety and led accident investigation teams to get to the root cause of workplace injuries and incidents. As a leader, fellow workers have put their faith in me time and time again to get results, and I have never let them down. Leadership is also about recognizing what is missing in an organization. I have also recognized that here in Ward 9, some of the residents have been missing out on some customer service. I can assure you that as a councillor, providing excellent customer service will be a top priority. After all, the taxpayer is the customer, and the customer should not have to wonder where their elected leaders are. Thank you.
Leadership. Leadership certainly is very, very, very important, and I've heard that discussed on most of the debates around our present leadership at the City of Greater Sudbury. I have a proven track record when it comes to leadership qualities. I was full-time president of QP Local 4705 and 207 for over 20 years. I have worked with all the former mayors, councils, CAOs, committees, and whatnot, all down through, right down until we became the City of Greater Sudbury. And I was very involved as a leader in the forming of the new city, because I know we came with our feet dragging and screaming, but the legislation was passed, so we had to work within those confines. And we're getting there. It's been a rough journey, but we can't stop. We got to continue to go. I am a very, very experienced in chairing meetings and keeping meetings disciplined, because in order to have a successful meeting and a meeting that is going to produce results, you have to have discipline on the floor. You can't have a free-for-all, and you can't have an argument session. You can have good, strong debates and discussions, but that's what you got to have, and that's where leadership comes in. It's the person that is the chair, is the leader. I've been in that position for many, many times on small executives, big executives, large executives, serving a membership at times as a regional Northern Ontario vice president, serving over 600,000 members. And every time we got results, and we got good results, and we came away successful, and we came away with a happy membership. So all in all, with leadership is very, very important. Leadership is learned. Leadership is earned, and that is through experience and commitment, and having the guts to make the tough decisions as well. That's what it comes down to, and that's where it all rolls out. So I thank you very much, and let's get on with our leadership.
Thank you. Capable, effective leadership is being able to understand and listen to people, work with others, and come up with solutions based on that input. And the key to that is working with others. And in my professional life as a mining inspector, I'm often go into workplaces where there are disputes, and you've got two workplace parties that don't get along and they don't see eye to eye. And to be able to sit, listen impartially to both views, and come up with a resolution within the framework of the legal system, that's what I do, and I'm successful at it. And that's the type of skills that we need in the council going forward. New people, new ideas, and a new way of doing business. And to me, that's what leadership is about. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's quite insightful. Thank you. We're going to have a break. Then we'll come back in about 6 minutes. If you have questions you'd like to ask, please raise your hands, and someone will come along with a sheet of paper. You can get a sheet of paper in the corner and write your questions down. We'll go through the questions, and when we come back, we'll start the questions from the floor. So we'll take a sanitation break, and we'll be back in a flash.